discretion is advised.
Happy Monday, you're listening and or watching PWNCAST. This is episode 172. We are in patch 7.2.5 for what I believe is a very brief time left this month for us to be in patch 7.2.5, but we'll talk about that later. Tonight we're going to be talking about all the news around Azeroth. This does include what's going on in game this week. Do have developer Q&A and lots of pet and lore happening this episode. Like, we've got a lot packed into this episode, but we've got that and much, much more, so make sure you guys stay right here.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Amongst the Azeroth elite, there is a group that defies convention. A group that stands in the face of trolls and doesn't flinch. A group that strives on unity, trust, and unwavering resolve. A group that eats tacos. For the players, by the players, we bring you. She can start a revolt with a Chaos Bolt, Bell, the PWNCAST Vanguard. Snap back and get faster for the Pet Battle Grandmaster, Gemma Banks. He's sharp as a dagger with that dapper swagger, Secret Sauce. With holy might as strong as his ancient knowledge, Remedies, the Argent Loremaster. We bow to no one. We are Legion. We are PWNCAST.
Welcome back. I did bring these fine, handsome gentlemen here.
Since I decided to come back this week.
Yeah, since you did decide to come back this week, because
Game of Thrones wasn't on.
We don't know where he goes when he's not here. We don't ask questions, guys. I ain't one to gossip, but I have my theories. Next time he's going to mute when he takes a drink, though, for sure. So, I did bring the Riders of Rohan with me. I did bring them... the monk who has those skills in the hot tub time machine, Gemma Banks.
I didn't know skills. I think
because they ain't paying your bills,
right? I think you're referring to the time walking dungeons that I did with some friends from the guild.
Am I?
I don't know. Actually, I didn't know. I think so.
I mean, you know what you did in the hot tub. I don't.
Couple beers or brewskis in there, and then you're good. You ever had some beers or drinks in the hot tub?
I've never referred to them as brewskis.
Brewskis, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But yeah, it was fun.
You're not a bromantana. God.
What? What's a bromantana?
I don't know.
Moment.
A brosif
It's a
Montana?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
I did also, whoever's typing, please mute. I did also bring the priest, who is a traitor to his own people and kinsmen. For fuck's sake, Secret. Say it isn't true.
It's very true. I had a blast. Level 110 Horde, Prot Warrior, original tune, the first tune ever. And it was before Secret Sauce was Secret Sauce. So, yeah. I'll be on that tune after the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a face of disapproval and
It's too bad.
sadness. And also,
I already have my 4-piece on like all my alts. I don't have anything else to do.
I mean, I have a horde tune, so I can't really say my pen.
Yes, you do.
Apart. I can't really talk crap, per se. This is what I get for letting my brother give me a cheap Walmart pen. The whole thing just fell apart. I did also bring the Paladin, who is offering rem jabs for free, even, on Argent Dawn. So if you're interested, hit up Remedies.
This is just a jab at the fact that I'm playing a rogue, so...
So he named his rogue rem jab, which is...
That's pretty good.
It's like my favorite play on words type
It's
situation.
like 3 different play on words, yeah, it's...
Yeah.
I just got
Obviously,
You just got it?
And I always know the dirty-minded people by the ones that get it right away. Like, then you know, that person's a freak. They probably got a stripper pole in their bedroom, for sure.
I don't have that, but I got a very expensive mechanical bed.
I feel like I would fall on one of those. Like, I would not feel remotely seductive whatsoever. Like
No, you've been working out, so you're fine.
But that's like just asking for embarrassment.
I mean, you can only imagine what goes through Aj's mind then with her, some of her things.
Right. I'm confused, though. There's 3 different meanings. Can you explain 3 of them?
So,
well, obviously the innuendo.
Do you know the innuendo, Gemma?
Yeah, I wanted him to say, but go ahead.
Oh, you wanted him to say rim job? Is
Yeah.
that what you're...
I wanted to see him
Because,
explain.
you know, I have no fear. I'll say it.
Yeah.
And then rogue's jab, remedies, and then
Right.
Rim job.
rem job.
Thank you for that.
That was glorious, by the way. Glorious. I might kill my daughter. She keeps opening and closing the back door, and it's creaking.
Die.
Doesn't beat my priest, no.
So there isn't a whole lot of news per se. It's been just a little bit quiet. They are adding builds to PTR, and me and Rem did go into PTR earlier. We're going to be continuing that this week so that next week I can give you guys the full lowdown on what's going on there. But the Legion PvP season is ending soon. That's been announced. Now, those of you who watch and stalk what Blizzard does, when they announce the ending of PvP and they don't give a date, they say soon, it's always 2 weeks. Very rarely has it been 3. It's happened. It has happened, but this is the exception rather than the rule. Now, obviously, those of you that also pay attention to Blizzard have noticed that we've had content every under 90 days. I think Softy had calculated it at 77, looking back. I didn't calculate it in numbers. I calculated it by Blizzard's behavior when I predict when the patch is going to happen, just by the behavior of what's going on with them. So the only thing that's disconcerting about this is I haven't had a chance to check to see if there's large amounts of data that are being added to this PvP season, because it is likely that the PvP season will end in 2 weeks and it's not connected to the patch. They did say in Warlords of Draenor at the end that they didn't want to connect the PvP season to each patch, right? But they have been doing that because large amounts of data has been being added to PvP. So I need to go in and kind of fact check here. I'm still going to say 28th is going to be the release of the patch. Now, for those of you that are freaking out, this doesn't mean the raid. I don't think we're going to see the raid until mid-end of September.
Right.
But I do believe we're going to see the patch on the 28th. I highly doubt we'll see the patch in 2 weeks. I'm pretty confident that it's going to be on the 28th. If it is, it'll be a huge surprise to me. So, the PvP season could very well end in 2 weeks, or it could be 3. This could be the one time where it's actually 3 weeks to the ending of the season, and it is tied to the patch. So I'll know more this week when I go in PTR and check on the PvP stuff and see what the builds are saying about what they're adding for PvP.
Rem and I we're getting Gladiator for our win percentage. We won 88% of our games this season.
So you won 2 of your 3, or?
We won 7 of 8, and I think they give away the Gladiator title on win percentage. Isn't that how it works?
No.
Oh.
That'd
One
be
of you
nice.
sounds like you're in a wind tunnel sometimes. I have a feeling auto adjust is on for someone because it's like selecting.
Shauna.
So PvP season is ending. Those of you that are doing stuff, get in there and make it happen. And then just as soon as I have, once I have some information to report next week on what's being added for PvP, I'll kind of have a better lockdown on kind of what's going on. But I think everybody's now pretty much figured out the pattern, so it's not so cool that Belle can figure it out now. But I just want you all to remember that before everybody figured out the pattern, and before people were hitting me with, hey, it's been 77 days per one, I wasn't doing math. This was just me going based off what Blizzard does, and I stalk them. So
It's kind of messed up.
that is a little methed up. Meth is the flavor of the week this week, guys. So get it out and smoke it if you got it. Totally kidding.
Not this guy.
Just kidding. Sometimes if you don't laugh at stuff, you'll cry. So the PvP brawl this week is going to be Gravity Lapse, which is Eye of the Storm. So get in there and do that, because it could be great fun. It could not be great fun. I happen to think that these kind of things are better with friends. So
I was just going to say that.
yeah, if you're going in with randoms, you're probably going to have a bad time.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't really a big fan of the gravity one, but I didn't do Basin either this week either.
I personally don't like the Gravity Lapse.
I personally like it.
Well,
You just like to disagree. The Battleground
I
bonus
really
event
do like
is
it.
also up.
Thank you for telling us that. No, it's awesome because it's not, you don't see them coming. You just go to the other base and it's just time to fight.
It's because you have your eyes closed, Gemma. It happens. The Darkmoon Faire is going on until the 12th, so use that as a means to level reputation. Go get your buffs and do your cha-chas.
okay, so 2 things on that. I already know what Jim's going to say, so I'll let him say that one thing. But there is one thing. There is a new band that plays at the top of the hour, and there is something that spawns that drops something that's pretty cool.
So
You
what
ever
is the something that spawns? And
I don't know. I just saw it in the group, and
so
something
you
spawns.
know that it does a thing with another thing and spawns a thing, but
It's-
you don't know what
yeah.
any of those things are.
That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Way to be at a podcast,
No,
Rem.
it's a REM job. If you go to the back of the concert, you get a REM job.
Is that what happens with you at concerts? See, this
When I
is
go-
how we
He
find.
he has VIP.
This is how we find little things about Gemma's life that we might not know. Like, he secretly lets it lerp out in conversation. You may or may not get a glimpse of the weird shit he does when no one's looking. So if you guys have ever been to a concert and you can confirm that Gemma might be partaking in awkward activities.
I'm not
Take
awkward,
a
am I?
picture and send it in so that we can
Oh, please don't take a picture.
so that we can post it. If someone sends me a picture, I'm gonna lose my shit. Also, Jaina was announced as the BlizzCon 2017 key art. I'm sure
It looks nice. I like it.
I messaged Rem in the middle of the day and I basically said Kulteris confirmed. And he goes, wait, what? How? So I said, Jaina's the BlizzCon art. Now, I want to tell you guys something that this is just because I don't want to forget it. So in one of the groups I'm in, one of my good friends, Dari, she comments on the slew of stuff people are talking about Jaina being a Dreadlord. I being one of them. I think it's funny to call her a Dreadlord. But what she said was pretty articulate, and I always talk a lot of crap about Jaina, but what she said I really appreciated. So basically, why everybody's expecting her to be a raid boss, right? We're expecting that she's now pissed off so bad that she's now evil and might have turned to the Legion because she's angry. So what Dari had said is, I think she left because she needed to come into her own as a leader. Her whole life, she's kind of been a sidekick. She's been doing, working for other people's causes, and she's kind of been everybody's sidekick. She hasn't really been able to kind of come into her own as an actual full leader because she always has to deal with other people in that regard. So I appreciated kind of the way that she took that with, she's got to go off onto her own and separate herself from everyone else. I forget where she's supposed to go to get this knowledge. I don't know much about the Jaina lore. There was much more in this post, but I kind of respect that if that's the case in her needing to feel like she needs to actually be a leader. Because in all the instances I dealt with Jaina, she does always answer to someone. I know Rem really wants to argue with me, but I'm just...
I was waiting.
I mean, I don't agree on the whole aspect of that. I do agree that she needed to separate herself from pretty much everyone to gather her thoughts and kind of come to her own, but she doesn't really answer to anyone.
That's weird, because she's pretty much answered to every person that she slept with that I could recount. And do we need to make
allegedly.
No, but she does always answer to someone. In every instance we've dealt with her, it's not her being the boss, it's her dealing with other people's will, right? Like other people's plans, other people's plots, other people's, I don't know why you're laughing. What the fuck is funny?
Sure.
Oh, is she back there? Ass, I hate her. Just kidding, she's cute.
But no, okay, so in Warcraft 3...
Okay, I'm not talking about Warcraft 3.
What I'm saying, like, part of her backstory is that she was the reason why Archimonde failed, because she took the humans over there.
Well, now we're talking about not Warcraft 3, because this is the now. We don't want to hear about all that. I played since vanilla, and I played back when it was hard. I had to walk every day in the snow with no shoes for 10 miles there and 10 miles back. But I'm saying to most of the current World of Warcraft players that haven't played since the days of old, myself included, because I didn't play then, the Jaina that we know in not Warcraft 3, most of, the general public, the Jaina that we know has not been a leader in that regard, like her own. Now she gets to come into her own and just really focus on who she is as a leader, because she doesn't really know, right?
Well, even then, her Theramore was successful as its own city-state.
As in, like, the crater Theramore? Is it being blown up?
Before it was a crater, before...
Is it being blown up,
before
like,
Deathwing and
counted
everything.
for her success? Like, is that how we're... Because it's a hole now, so I don't know if we want to use that as a measurement of her success.
I'm not saying that's... I'm just saying that she was a leader. She's not, like... She's not bent to the will of other people.
Well, okay, so in the few instances
she was
that
getting
Ren
bent,
can
though.
counteract me... In the few instances he can counteract me as her being a leader, clearly she's not a very good one, because there's a hole in Theramore, and whatever happened in Warcraft 3 failed and people died.
Part of the problem is that right now she's supposed to be one of the strongest sorceresses in Azeroth, but they're downplaying her abilities right now.
Do you suppose that it's because they want to do a Rise of the Phoenix type of situation with them
More
downplaying?
than likely, yeah. Especially with her being the focus key art for Blizzard.
Yeah, I get that.
It's going to be a...
Downplaying people's abilities is the theme. We're going to talk about that in Bell's Bites.
We do that to warlocks all the time.
Well, your mom does that to warlocks. But in most situations, I think that...
I'll text my mom and tell her what you just said.
Don't I love her? The downplaying, I think, for the rise from the ashes type of situation, I really think we need a we need a story.
heroine.
We need a hero story. Like I get we have Anduin, but we suffered so much loss in Legion that we really. I'm gonna punch my dog. Like I don't advocate violence against animals, but
sounds like you do.
It's really gonna happen. She's scratching at the door because.
Okay, so back on the Jaina theory, there's like 3 or 4 different like plausible conspiracy theories going about the Dreadlord and where she is right now and all that. So I mean,
I don't know. I think she looks well from her artwork. So
oh yeah, she looks.
I think
she's
turning a leaf. I think she kind of found herself and realized what's going on.
She looks younger in her artwork.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Well,
know
yeah, she's been super stressed out for the past like 2 expansions.
Yeah.
So
maybe she went to the beach.
She probably left. She probably went back home.
And cool terrace, the beach.
But I feel like we need a hero, and I know that they're really trying to make Anduin the hero, and we have time, right? We have
his is gonna take time.
Yeah,
his is
he
gonna
has
just
to
turn
build
on
into that. But I really feel like we need a hero that we've seen for a long time now to kind of just take us.
You want to know why this is happening? Because Wonder Woman came out this year. That's why.
Right, we want to empower women, which I think is a great theme.
Makes sense.
This just proves that Belle hates all women.
Well, and I don't. The only reason my dealings with Jaina have just been super like
sad,
QQ, because I want you to touch my body type situation. So I have been.
Yeah, buddy.
But then again, I'm coming from the perspective of not seeing it from the very beginning or knowing her backstory, right? That's something I need to get better about myself. So flashback to Warlords of Draenor, and I think I caused a huge issue on the show. So much backlash in these comments when I called Duratan a crybaby with mommy issues and I didn't understand why he was a warlord. And Lycan was so mad that he didn't speak to me for like 2 days. Like he was legitimately upset with me. Now, from my perspective, and now sometimes my perspective is important because there are other people that don't know the past, like me. So it is equally as important as those that do know, because if there's someone like me that's like, well, to me, when I watched this short, remember they did all the shorts on the warlords, and I'm thinking, what make this guy's a warlord because he has mommy issues? It's not connecting. Then I got a chance to see a side of him in the Warcraft movie that, although might not have been entirely accurate, Rem assures me that most of it is pretty accurate as far as the type of orc he is, like the type that he is. So
You're quick to judge.
I appreciated that it changed my mind because I got to experience a different side of him. So I'm excited to see where Jaina goes and how she can prove me wrong. Oh, all I seen was DTF, but it was DTFM, down for maintenance.
You're such a dork.
I'm really tired, guys. I've been up since 6:30 in this morning. Domestic life is not the best life. So, Jaina, key art. Even if you're not going to BlizzCon, I think that we can safely say that this is if you're a fan, you should do it. You should buy the shirts, buy the posters, buy the mugs. I am going to buy a mug.
Why? It's going to be on sale in 6 months.
Right. But definitely take advantage. And I hope that Blizzard sees that this is going to blow up. Luckily, ticket holders get first grabs, right? But I think we
going
can
on Thursday.
What?
Yeah, remember I went Thursday the day before. Yeah,
well,
I waited in line like for 4 hours.
The gear often goes on sale before BlizzCon, before we even leave online.
True, yeah.
So me and Rem are gonna have to stock that because I need to have a mug. But I think just make sure you guys save up a little bit of money and take a piece of this history because I think it's pretty interesting.
I hope that doesn't make the day too muggy after that.
Now, Rem, I want to know your thoughts because from a lore perspective,
it's important.
Your mind is racing with so many activities.
I have so much room for activities, yeah. But my opinion on what? On Jaina? I'm confused.
On the fucking man in the moon, Rem.
Okay, well,
the Silver Spoon
was one of them.
Yes. Well,
Neil Armstrong.
So did this confirm a lot of your suspicions, which was everybody's suspicion at this point? There isn't really anything like we already know Kulteris is happening. Yeah. We know we're dealing with the old gods. Is there anything foreseeable that you can see that they might throw at us that you might know about that we don't know about?
Zandalar, the home of the Zandalari tribe, is very possible. The Zandalar island is actually damaged from cataclysm and sinking into the ocean. And so that's a possibility to bring into that because it's in the outlying waters around Cool Terrace. And then you have Blood Cell Buccaneers. They have a hold out on an island. It's called Plunder Isle, I believe. That's also a possibility because if you're going to introduce Cool Terrace in that area of the waters and have the fact that N'Zoth is going to be there, it's inevitable to add those.
Bloodsail Buccaneers, is that who I'm hated with, or maybe that's the
that's out there by Booty Bay Bend.
And the Something Syndicate hates me for
the Raven Syndicate
for my reputation. I'm like, wait, what? I'm hated for my rep? That's that's normal. So I don't know why I'm acting like it's.
But it's what a lot of people expected. One, there's been a lot of spoilers, and two, it has to go to that because there's been too many coincidences.
He did almost say it.
There's a tribe. There's a tribe named after the 4 Zandalari pets.
The ankle biter,
the
knee biter.
After the Zandalari?
No, can't be that way.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the Zandalari is like one of the oldest and largest.
Jim is trolling or serious.
He's that was good.
At this point where he asked a serious question and we think he's trolling, so he's going with it to say.
I knew what they. I did learn. I didn't know about that Zandalari tribe thing.
Also, exciting news in the world. There's a new mount that color changes. It's on the store, and it's a color changing mount. It's glorious, and it comes with a beautiful new pet that matches it. That was Jimma's cue, a pet that matches it.
Yeah.
By the by.
I was going to do it for my segment, but, Belle has to have it all. No, I'm joking. Cool pet. Actually, I like the color scheme. It's got some cool abilities called Darkness, Surge of Light, but does look like Mischief.
Just it changes color.
Yeah.
And it has alien things coming out of its cheeks.
Ooh.
It's called the Twilight of the Luminous Star Seeker. It's $30 for the combo on the store right now. Go buy it. Throw some tokens at it. Good abilities. Jimma, would you say that a pet battler should have this in their collection?
For battling specifically, no, because I could recommend a bunch of free pets to do that. Color scheme and collection-wise, yes, it's going to look great in your collection. It's another good pet from the store. It doesn't mean that it's bad for battling. I'm looking at some of the abilities like Drain Power and Surge of Light, I like that. But I'm waiting till it's on sale, and I'm a pet collector. And I'm not saying that, I'm not actually bitter that things go on sale. I just, I can be patient, and I know it'll be $5 because I don't want the mount, but a great deal to get the mount and the pet. I'm not trying to steer people away from that.
Are you sure you're not salty? Because I'm thinking
not.
This is a callback to those hats.
To the hats, yeah. No, I was mad at the time, but it's just natural with things. Things just go on sale. It's probably more bitter about the Overwatch.
I think you're bitter about the sale. If I had to guess,
the Overwatch would be more.
They had a sale for the Argy and all that too.
Oh yeah,
true. I think I paid full price, and then it was on sale for like $5, and I was.
I paid for it when it was doing the charity thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I have the Syndicate and Mischief, and now I have the Luminous little.
Now I did pay full price. I think Mischief was for charity. I guess I don't mind a little bit more.
Yeah, the charity one was different.
You're right. I'm cheap either way, but I'm waiting on
this
one.
So let's dive right into the Q&A. Now, I did watch the Q&A, and I was interested to see what they were going to cover. Also, in case people haven't recognized, we had talked about this last week, the Q&A is a pretty good indication patch is coming soon because they start doing this to prepare people for answering all the questions. Now, since me and Rem went into PTR, there is a lot. It seemed a tad bit overwhelming at first. I was a little bit overwhelmed. So I'm going to make sure that I give you guys little short guides and videos of things that you're going to need to know, do beforehand, and be prepared for, because there is a lot going on at the same time. Thank God Rem was there to keep me on task because I would have squirreled all over the place.
That sounds so bad.
What do you do with squirrels that it sounds bad?
Well, when you're doing it all over the place.
That's so weird. So let's talk about the Q&A. Basically, the first question that everybody asks every Q&A is, will the content be gated? Yes, the content's going to be gated, but a tiny bit. So week 1 is going to be chapters 1 and 2. Now, chapters 1 and 2 of the Argus questline are going to be on... I can't pronounce these zones, guys, in Argus, and I'm sorry.
Just have Remedy do it.
Crocon?
It
Crocon?
would probably be like Crocoon.
Croatian?
One of you has really bad white noise in the background. I don't know if it's
Croatian.
fan.
I hear it too, so it's not
Okay, Crocon Zone, which is going to be chapters 1 and 2, and this will also open up world quests. I think 3 or 4 quests in to your quest line there. I think me and Rem unlocked the world quest. Week 2 is going to be chapters 3 and 4, and this is going to be in Macquarie.
McElroy? What?
Macquarie.
Macarena?
That's what
Macquarie, I would say.
This will also include new world quests and invasion points, which we covered the invasion points a wee bit. I'm planning on testing those invasion points this week. That's the different colors, like the fire, the ice, the different...
Electric.
It's like dimensional rifts, right? There's like rifts. There's rifts and invasion points. We don't know what that even means yet, guys. I know what that means, but we haven't, me and Rem haven't been able to test. Week 3 is going to be the last chapter because there's a total of 5 chapters, and that's going to be an Antoran Waste zone. And this will also include the Netherlight Crucible and the Seat of the Triumphant Dungeon. Now, the Netherlight Crucible, I need to progress through that. So I'll get through that really quickly because that's going to be the additional things for your artifact. So I want to be able to do a video for you guys and what that even means and what that's all about. So yes, gated. Bad, no, because by week 3, you will have pretty much caught yourself up on the chapters, and then you could focus on doing the dungeons, doing your Netherlight Crucible, and doing the raid that's on there. What is happening? Why are you guys laughing?
I'm pretty serious mode right now.
Oh, I just read chat.
Focus, Bell.
I'm sorry.
I'm just laughing at Crucible.
What is it?
Crucible?
Crucible?
Crucible. Y'all know what the fuck I mean.
By the way, who wrote this wonderful Q&A thing on...
I know. Somebody wrote this beautiful... It's very
I
well.
did.
We will talk about my wonderful announcement that I will be announcing. We'll talk about it during Bill's segments, so I don't hog the show with my garbage. So, yeah. So yes, gated. Bad gated? Not so much, guys. 3 weeks of gated. It's not
Negated?
terrible. Yeah, it's not terrible. Is there a requirement to unlock world quests on Argus account wide? So there will be several things that will be account wide. Bulk of the world quests will be account wide. There will be some character specific world quests that you'll have to go through those little, kind of do a little dance in those quest lines that it is class specific or character specific. You will have to do those, but in largely, no, those are going to be account wide. The Netherlight Crucible subzones and the dungeon unlock are going to be account wide. So get excited about that. Like, it's account wide, guys. You're not going to have to do a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Also, it's really sad you can't fly on Argus, which obviously there's a hole in the middle of Argus and it's kind of separated. Like, part of it's separated.
Bell gets us stuck in a hole for 20
We'll talk about that in our weekend. A thing happened. Don't ever
Yeah, 'cause
follow.
you guys, you need to explain that. Not now, but
She will.
at some point for the viewers. That sounds a little
He should just never take my direction. I got us stuck.
in your second.
We were stuck for like 30 minutes. Like, we were stuck for a good amount of time until we finally were just like, screw it, we'll hearth out. We didn't want to hearth because we didn't know where it was going to take us because we were on Argus. So we were like unsure as to where you go. Because there's no flight pass on Argus, FY information. There's no flight pass. You're not dealing with flight pass. You're dealing with teleportation, which is amazing because it is legit beam me up, Scotty. Like, you see yourself disappear and then reappear. Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's
pretty,
cool.
it's so cool. So
That's
you're...
neat.
Sounds really cool.
There's no flight points. You spend your time instead of going to discover flight points. You unlock the little,
teleportation pads,
yeah, the little.
pretty much.
I don't
Yeah.
know. They're
Can
little
I
triangles.
ask, where did your hearth take you?
It took me to Pandaland. I was like,
Did it?
well, I tried to do the.
No.
We tried to do the character stuff. We'll talk about that in the week. But yeah, it took me to Pandaland. I was like, damn. Any plans on removing the time gating from the third relic slot? Why, yes, there is plans to remove the gating from the third relic slot. In fact, when 7.3 drops, all 3 relic slots are going to be available right away for a fresh 110 or an alt if you've already done it on a character. What? That is amazing!
Why is that even a big deal? Like, it's part of your class, like, quest line.
Because it's something less that you have to focus on so that you can focus on the stuff that is not account bound, like Broken Shore to get your mount. So it is one less thing that people have to do so that they can get to the good parts of stuff. I wholeheartedly agree, and I think that's awesome. The Broken Shore requirement for Concordance of Legion Fall and traits added in the previous patch will be removed as well. So you don't have to go do the Broken Shore to do the Council of 6 to get your new traits unlocked on your alt and your fresh 110s.
That one I like.
Yeah, I just think I think that just makes it so easy. I mean, I've done it on, like, I think Sauce is doing it too, and so is Rem. I don't have a problem doing it because it's so part of my...
It's not that bad. It's part of your stuff.
Because I have limited game time, just like most people, if it's one less thing that I can focus on so that I can focus on the other stuff, I'm happy. I wouldn't have complained if they hadn't done it, but I'm happy that they are doing it. The Legion invasions on Broken Shore, are they going to remain in 7.3? Yes. They don't like removing things without a reason. They can see no reason. There's still achievements to get. There's rewards. There's things to acquire. There's lots of reasons for people to do them. It helps level. You know, when you go and do the whatever the fuck you do, world quests with a buddy that has them, and go do them and you get experience. So he just said I don't like taking stuff out of game unless I have to. And he doesn't see a reason even beyond 7.3 for it to be removed, to be perfectly honest. He does see them as part of that, especially for people who want to go through Legion content in the next expansion that don't.
Yeah, game-wise, it works. And
it's not hurting
it,
right?
And it can still be like that at that point of Broken Isles, not like people have to be like, oh, it has to be afterwards or something.
Agreed. Somebody said, why is there no catch-up for a Legion Eye level champion yet? But wait, there's more. There will be. His response is, well, that's because the patch isn't live yet. 7.3, they're going to be adding missions, equipment, and chests that contain tokens on Argus. So those tokens, which me and Rem, that's actually how me and Rem got stuck, was chasing a fucking chest. I said, ooh, a shiny, let's go get it. Those tokens will get your eye level to your champions to 900 right away. It's an instant straight shot. Is the Netherlight Crucible supposed to be fully RNG? If so, why? Artifacts were supposed to be a steady form of progression where you'd eventually get it all, and RNG goes directly against that. So with the Netherlight Crucible, yes, some of it is RNG, but you get to pick from all the evils. So you get to pick the best or the worst.
You get to pick your RNG.
Yes, you get to pick your RNG. You never will get the worst trait on your Crucible because you just simply won't pick it. Like,
right, of course.
Yes, it's RNG, but to a certain point. The rest of it is up to you. You basically get, the RNG is 4 choices of a certain thing. You just have to pick the best of the 4 choices instead of picking the worst. It might not be the 4 choices you would have wanted, but it's still, you have a choice over what you're getting.
But Reforging was better than this. So.
Actually, I have to tell you.
I missed Reforging.
I have to tell you, he gave a great breakdown on why Reforging was bad. And I don't typically agree with them when they take something out of the game that I enjoyed, because I did like doing the Reforging. But he explained about how, here's what he said, why is Netherlight Crucible good, but Reforging was bad. His response is, there are a few aspects of Reforging that were negative. The base answer is that Reforging one item affected all your other items. Most people didn't know that. This is always a concern when players are comparing gear for upgrades. Also an important point, because when I had a Reforged item that I compared to, that I got at a higher item level, but it didn't compare stat-wise to what I had because I Reforged it, I wasn't comparing apples to apples at that point. I was comparing apples to oranges. So when he said that, I thought, oh crap, he's totally right, and I never would have thought about that. He also said this was also a concern, or they were basically comparing reforged items to new upgraded gear versus stats the gear held, which just didn't feel right. He did say that when they changed they reforged one item, it affected the balance of everything else. And even though the player thought that that balance was accurate, it wasn't always accurate on the back end. So it had a cascading effect, essentially. What we thought was great with reforging, number-wise, we thought it was amazing because we've seen all this output, but it actually wasn't, because it wasn't balancing what we were supposed to have as balanced. So I did, if you guys have a chance to just watch, it was a lengthier explanation than what I did in the summary.
It was like,
here.
what, 2 hours or something like that?
Yeah, but no, it was only an hour. And
Okay.
I think it was like an hour and 4 minutes or something for the thing. But this thing he talked for a good 4 or 5 minutes about. But there was other elements of reforging that he talked about that were just bad in the long run for players. Once he kind of gave that explanation, I really appreciated that, because I too was kind of like, well, fuck your couch, can I have my reforging back?
But the way he says that, it sounds like he gave us too much wiggle room.
No, I think you have to watch the whole thing. I summarized.
Because
Yeah, I summarized the important stuff.
then again, Ian has a way of, yeah,
Telling you everything is
Expressing.
working as intended when it's really not. Yep.
kind of.
How much of the new artifact power... How much of the new artifact power will work in 7.3 PvP? So the first trait from your Netherlight Crucible will work, which is the Netherlight Fortification, which the Netherlight Fortification increases the item level of your artifact by 5. Now on each relic will work in PvP. The rest of the traits will not work in any rated PvP. World PvP, you could do that shit all day long. He even said, all day long you guys can kill each other with max power on your weapon. We don't give a shit. Rated PvP, it's just not the situation, because the additional item levels get scaled down anyway, so you're talking like a 0.35% or 0.75% that it'll actually add to your item level. So it's just not a thing in PvP, which I think we pretty much already knew that, but good to know anyway. Do you have a definite decision regarding the unlocking of artifact appearances for transmog? Is it Legion only, class bound, or spec bound? No definite decision on this has been made. Now, he did talk about that the team has talked about it in great length. The thought is to let all appearances be unlocked after Legion. So when we're in the new expansion, people can go back and collect those for transmog, right? You want those appearances for transmog. We're not taking,
Well, that's good.
and we're not taking our weapon physically, so it'd be nice to have those, that transmog, with the exception of the skill-based challenge unlocks. So this specifically means Mage Tower and Mythic plus 15s and above. So, sorry
Dick.
guys, if you're a scrub like me and haven't done your Mage Tower for your weapon unlock, we ain't getting nothing
Maybe
there.
I should get the right legendary.
I want to do that so bad, but it's actually pretty hard.
Keep in mind this is
As it should be.
finalized. It's not,
Right.
It's not the end of the road. It just, that's what they have planned. No, they're not adding any more artifact skins in 7.3. They're pretty much done. Like, they've given all they can possibly get. He just said, here's his exact words, and I want to, I thought that this was like foretelling, but since I've been to Argus, I don't know that it really is. His exact words were, we are taking the artifacts we have built and powered up to the home of the Legion. We have some work to do there. Now, Argus isn't the home of the Legion, but that's where they are, yes?
It is the ipso facto home of the
Because
Legion.
I
It's like
thought
they
Argus
took it
was
over.
where the Draenei live.
I mean, it is, but Sargeras made that pretty much the home base of the Legion.
Okay. Well, basically, we're going to take our weapons and kick ass. Now, we all know we're not taking our weapons with us into Legion because we're giving them away. We're being like, here, we did all this fucking work for you. Be a dick and take my weapon. It's cool. You can send
Thrift
me,
store.
you can send me home with some daggers or a fucking frying pan. Like, we're good. It's my feelings aren't even hurt that we do all this. This cracks me up, guys, and I apologize if you're the person that asked this question, but when people ask for account bound prestige, I want to jump through the fucking computer and I want to jump on top of them and I want to start stabbing them in the fucking eyeball with a fork. Why
That
would
was
you
my
ask for
question.
account wide prestige? Who would even ask a question like that? Does
I
it
would.
make sense that you do all your PvP on a certain tune and then you go to a tune you've never once PvP'd on and you want all the same perks on that tune? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
of course.
Why not?
Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. So somebody did, in fact, every Q&A somebody asks about account bound prestige. Guys, it ain't happening. Quit trying to make fetch happen because he's not doing it.
I mean, I would love my Vicious War saddle on all my characters.
No,
So-
I don't think you should have that on all your characters. I think if you want that, then you should grind it on all your characters.
Jeremy Banks, let's go.
Yeah.
So basically, he said this is similar to skill-based unlocks for artifact appearances, which is what people don't understand. Prestiging and doing stuff for your PvP, it is just like a skill-based. It's like old school challenge modes. You didn't get that unlocked on all your other classes. That's just not the way that it worked. Stop asking them for account-wide prestige. Quit.
Do you know what it's
seriously.
also like?
It's embarrassing.
It's also like an item being $50 and then going on sale in a few months.
You're gonna forever be salty
Then,
about that.
hold on, it gets better. He then asks if we can lower the honor required. They already nerfed it to the ground. They're giving that shit away. You could go
Well, yeah.
fucking piss on a world quest and fully prestige one time.
Or
Stop
they'll just
asking for
Basically.
things to be easy.
They're gonna do a bonus event where you just get extra honor anyway. So
It's so
They
frustrating
do
that
that.
the PvP,
Right.
these guys that don't PvP on the regular, they just keep asking for shit to be spoon-fed and handed. You're the reason that PvP is going in the fucking toilet because we keep pandering to people like you. So if you're that guy that asked
there's
about
the
the
word.
account-bound prestige, don't do that anymore publicly. You should be ashamed. A shame on you, a shame on your grandma, shame on your dog, a shame on your whole house. Literally shame.
this poor 12.
Shame on your cow.
Shame on your cow. Seriously though, in a normal, real fashion, obviously I was not joking, but I was serious at the same time, or was I? I don't really remember if I was trolling at that
I don't even
point.
think she knows.
It is the people that are into PvP that are not really like, they're not the rated players, they're not these guys that are glad, that are just asking for shit to be spoon. I have a person in the guild who's like 13 level prestige, and he
Oh
doesn't
my-
know who the fucking flag carrier is. When I say EFC, he doesn't know who the EFC. He said, "What's an EFC?" What? You're prestige 13. What do you mean you don't know what an EFC is?
Just type FC. It's less characters.
And he was the healer. I said, go heal the team that's going to kill the EFC. He said, what's an EFC? I about had a meltdown. I was legit
Emergency
having a meltdown.
frequency channel.
I was
Just
having a meltdown.
type to him and
But
tell him what it was.
It's the player base that is a casual approach to PvP that is asking for stuff that's free. You don't see these guys that are gladiators asking for lower honor or whatever
No.
in the PvP stuff. You don't see that. Like you don't see
Rem and I
Sea-Doo-
would never ask for that.
You don't see Sea-Doo tweeting and being like, "Hey, yo, I know I'm the best shaman, the best healer in the world, but can you lower the honor needed for prestige because
I mean, you never know. They might be that bored. They might actually want to do that.
well, you might be right about that." But guys, on
Yeah.
a serious note, stop asking for prestige to be account wide. It doesn't make sense. It's skill based on that specific character you're playing. It doesn't make sense. They asked if they were satisfied with Mythics. Yes, they're happy. Everyone loves it.
Loves or it's a strong word.
Yeah, everyone loves Mythic Pluses. Like, they're pretty solid across the board. Especially with the new changes that were implemented in 7.2.5. They saw a double in Mythic Pluses, the higher up the hierarchies being ran, which is great. They found a way to make the content relevant all the time, which is fucking genius. That
Yeah.
content, the same old dungeons is relevant because
That's
it's
very
different,
true.
right?
Well, it's only different because they took a chapter out of Diablo's books. So
But they developed Diablo, so
no, I get it, but again, I don't care. Like
They're-
I'm happy that they're doing stuff from all these other games and bringing it back to Warcraft. So that's fine.
they're borrowing from each other, which I think is
Yes.
smart. Take
Yeah.
what works from other stuff and integrate it. I completely agree
Yeah.
with you there. I agree.
Like
with you.
you took my pet for my segment, right? We don't mind.
You know
That
I
sounds
didn't because we
better,
talked
but-
about this pre-show.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
We
And
did. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I would never take your pet.
I'm
He tried to
joking.
take my news, guys. I was going to talk about the mountain, the pet, and I was like, "Whoa, back up off my news. Like, I'm going to need you to get your own." Somebody asked for teardrops in Mythics,
Like I killed somebody teardrops or
like
Right.
raid tier to drop in Mythics.
that's stupid.
That's just
No.
as dumb as the guy who asked for prestige.
I
to
mean,
be
you can get
account
tier
bound.
gear from with nether shards. You can get tier gear
But you
from
can
that.
get certain sets of gear, like quarter
Right.
stars. There are, and that's basically what he said. Here's the thing: we wanted Mythic Pluses to parallel raiding. So if you didn't want to raid, you could do your Mythic Pluses, and you could get equal gear. Right? You have the ability to get the equal gear that you're getting in raid, just different. There are a couple sets that you can get. Quarter stars is one of them. They have, I think it's a 2-piece. Might even be more, but all I know is that there was 2 pieces to that. But it doesn't make sense for them to give you a 4-piece in a Mythic when if you want to run a raid to get the raid gear, run it. And then he basically, I think their argument was, some of us don't want to organize raids. Then don't.
Join LFR.
Exclusivity, people. There should be different things for different things, different rewards for different things. If you want to be on that higher skill level and you want to get your 4-piece in raid tier gear, then I suggest you pug it or find a guild that raids. I don't think giving tier and Mythic 15 plus it just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm sure you all feel the same way with your talking about stroking.
Correct.
I'm gonna call you guys out when you guys talk about weird shit. I'm gonna call it out. Like,
I'm surprised. I think we were thinking, how did you not say different?
I
strokes
almost
for
said
folks?
different strokes for different folks, but then I was like, then Jim is gonna make it dirty because he's the dirty guy.
I actually would. I would
Dirty
agree.
Canadian. You're racist.
So somebody asked if the team is considered expanding the system to include scaled up dungeons from past expansions.
Isn't that what time?
That's time
like,
walking
what?
is.
For the Mythic Plus system.
Oh.
Keystones. So you have your keystones from past dungeons. A fine idea.
Yeah.
However, he basically said this system was built for current content. It was built to keep our dungeons relevant. So he basically was like, we wanted it to be relevant throughout the expansion.
If they can make Cata dungeons how difficult they were the first week of the expansion, let's talk about that.
I would never do one.
Why?
I already hate time walking because it's an hour to clear because there's 20 fucking bosses. And that's just, guys, you don't have to talk shit. I'm not from vanilla, okay? I wasn't there back when you had to walk 10 miles to school and from school in the snow with no shoes and no belt.
You
I
needed
was
a
not
raid
there
for
for that.
Hogger.
There's
God.
a reason I wasn't there for that, because if I would have been back in that day, guys, I would have shot myself in the face. Many whelps fucking handle it. I cannot live
But
that way.
there's plenty of boars to kill in the forest.
But a lot of people like it, and I think that's the time walking.
Make love, not Warcraft.
The time walking is kind of cool, but it's not my particular cup of tea. I don't want to go back in time. I want to go to the future, because the future is then. Like, the future's not in the past.
Sure.
But it's good. A lot of people like it, which is great. The time walking raid was...
It was
I
good
liked it.
for a lot of guilds that glitched out.
That was really fun for me.
It was pretty great. I did appreciate that.
But Jim and Banks, to answer your question really quick, Cata dungeons, when they first came out, they're pretty difficult, and people cry until they are nerfed, pretty much.
Correct.
Well,
'Cause you
they
had to
even got
interrupt.
nerfed, and they weren't even really nerfed.
So we all use our defiled augment runes, right? We get them from, a plethora of places.
The Bender likes them, yeah.
Now, guess what's happening in 7.3?
They're
What?
being removed.
They're making one that you can have forever.
Yeah.
Go figure. Like they did it last expansion.
So once you're exalted with Army of
That's
the Light,
exactly what
once
they
you're
did.
exalted with Army of the Light, the vendor will offer one.
Does it have... Sorry.
What?
Does it have restrictions on it like the last one did?
I don't know.
Like, if it
Now,
goes past this level, blah,
the
blah, blah.
defiled augment runes will still be, a tradable commodity. Higher end raiders like it to maximize their stats. So a lot of people make really good money off the defiled augment runes. So if you have them and you're storing them and you don't raid, sell them, because that's money. I buy them. Like,
I have like 1,000.
yeah, but sell them and make money, because it's people buy them. So, but we are getting a reusable one, which is good.
Better for the environment.
The time rocking raids, they already fixed the lockout issue. It shouldn't be a problem. That's not an important question.
It's not.
So I wanted to talk about this. So someone said, "Hey, I love raiding, and I was wondering why there are so many soak mechanics lately. It's pretty hard as a casual Mythic raider." They all laughed because they were like, "How are you a casual Mythic raider? Like, that's completely an oxymoron. It doesn't make any sense." But Ian was so funny. He goes, basically, this was a complete lapse in internal communication among the teams. So each raid boss has a different person that's in charge of that encounter. So what happened is part of the issue, he used melee as an example. So every 2 minutes they have to wait for their burst, right? Because everything's on cooldown. So for in between those every 2 minutes, melee's just kind of hanging out auto-attacking. Like, that's their life. We needed a mechanic to make it where melee could do something. Little did he know, every single raid encounter person that was in charge of that raid encounter was going to say the same thing. So due to a little bit of a breakdown in communication there are several people that have the same idea, which is, let's give them something to soak. So That's why we have so many soaked mechanics this year. I laughed so hard because I thought all I could picture was a bunch of monkeys in a chair clapping cymbals.
You're a dork.
Only because I get it. Internally, people had this, but who was in charge of this final thing where you all sat down as a group and said, okay, I'm doing this for this boss. What are you doing for this boss? Like how, I get it was an internal lack of communication, but you, the man, you're the one that should be following through and playing this and getting feedback. Nobody said once, hey, this was a lot to stand in. This was a lot to soak. I'm doing the frickin' whatever it is shit we gotta stand, Breath of Sargeras, whatever, on Fallen Avatar. Every 5 seconds I gotta stand in something. I don't dislike it. I don't mind. The only problem I have with soaking is that I'm so used to running from things under my feet that I, like, the first time,
run away.
The first time we did Fallen Avatar and Heroic, I took the dark matter out of the raid because I was like, oh, I'm gonna kill people, and then I died because people were like, stop running. Why? It's bad. Oh, that's why. That it made me laugh because when he said that, I was picturing the monkeys clapping cymbals during raid encounter meeting with the dev. Anyway, I'm Blizzard. If you're watching, I'm not apologizing because I fully thought that, but it's funny nonetheless. I do still appreciate his refreshing honesty. He could have just said like, yes, that was working as intended, but instead he was like, we dropped the ball, man. Like all the balls. Jimma likes that though.
Mm-hmm.
Not what I heard. Let's see. I didn't know that the Desolate Host wasn't actually there in LFR. Like, they nerfed...
Really?
Yeah, so they asked if the nerfs to LFR were intended, where it was basically like you could sleep into LFR. And he goes, like, Desolate Host not actually being in the Desolate Host fight. That was all of this happened around the same time as the monkey cymbal clapping, which made me really laugh. So he did say that, like, we did want there to be some mechanics that were a little bit impactful, where if you didn't avoid something that, you know, it was pretty bad, but we don't want people to go in there and have to do and learn all these mechanics, because if you're LFRing, chances are you're not raiding in a raid group. You might, because there are the exceptions, but 99% of the people are in there gearing their alts, and they already have seen the content on a higher tier. So he just said people that are running these on a constant basis for gear, or whatever reason, they're not in an organized raid per se. So there's no long-term reason for them to have to go through such serious mechanics. Somebody was like, did you intentionally remove stuff? But the Desolate Host thing made me laugh, because I was like, I never noticed that he wasn't there. Like, the Desolate Host was just like...
Yeah, you're just DPSing.
Yeah, he just killed a little shell.
Yeah, he was like... They forgot to put him in. He just didn't show up for work that day. He was just like, I'm going to stay in bed. Like somebody else I know who doesn't show up for work and calls out. I was going to throw Remnant
the
under the bus.
expansion came... Oh, they're talking about me.
This guy said, how am I supposed to get 10 rated battlegrounds as a prop paladin? Because prop paladins don't fucking belong in PvP. But
That's what Ian said?
This guy, he called himself an unwanted prop paladin in PvP. Yeah, you are unwanted. Go on.
That's not true.
What? I don't know.
I'm sure someone wants
I didn't
them.
really care about what the question was asked there, because it wasn't really that important, but I just...
You're just like, yeah, fuck tanks.
The other thing, Worgen and Goblin models are on the list to be revamped. It's just not right now. He did say it's on the to-do list. It's not on his immediate to-do list. He does not have a time frame, but that is on his list. I know I threw a lot of stuff at you, but the Q&A was actually really good because there's really good information in there. So I wanted to make sure that I covered pretty much most of it, which I took up quite a bit of time. So I do not apologize, because...
No, thanks for the info.
Yeah, we needed that good info, but, yeah. So, with that being said, let's talk about pets.
Yeah, let's do it. You want to talk about pets for real?
I'm going to listen
Or
to you
should
talk
I?
about pets.
Okay.
Yeah, you are the pet battle grandmaster.
Good, I am. Let me get in the zone, right? Sometimes it's really hard to come up with a pet battle segment for all you listeners. It puts you in like a glass case of emotion, right? It's tough. But when Blizzard keeps pumping out all this pet battle content for us in the PTR for 7.3, Jimma gets excited. The Pet Battle fans get excited. We've got 42 new pets confirmed already coming 7.3. Yeah, right. That's pretty good. 42 friggin' pets. That's a lot. Thank you to the developers at Blizzard. Last week we talked about the Raiding with Leashes 5 achievement. And now we have a new achievement, a meta achievement, right? Very similar to the one from the start of the Legion expansion, the Family Familiar. Now we have the Family Fighter achievement. Very cool, which means you have to defeat all of the corrupted pets of Argus with specific pets of the same breed, right? Like all aquatic, all undead. And that's pretty good. What does that mean? It just means that we're going to go kill these massive pet battle bosses. They all seem like just big giant bosses with a lot of health. And again, you'll have to defeat it all with elemental pets or all flying companion pets. So I think that's really good. I'm excited to start achieving and get to Argus. Argus needs your help, pet battlers. So please go help and smash out those big bosses. Now, when you complete this meta achievement, because there's all these different achievements for the Family Fighter, you'll be awarded the Fell Claw Marcel. I think that's how you say it. Fell Claw Marcel. Look at this. It's diseased. Looks like death a little bit. A little
It looks like a rabid squirrel / skunk /
right?
amphibian.
That's what a Fell Claw Marcel looks like, right? It does have some cool abilities like Feign Death. Yes, hunters aren't the only ones with the ability Feign Death. Pets can. The Fell Claw Marcel can. Fun fact, only 8 companion pets currently have that. And then the Fell Claw will make it 9. Feign Death is just basically you attack first, you avoid all damage, and then another pet gets swapped in. So that's very effective, right?
It's kind of neat.
Yeah. And then the other abilities I like are Burrow. Crouch is one of my favorite, or I don't know about favorite. Crouch is very effective. It just reduces the damage for 3 rounds. And then you've got Apocalypse, which just calls down a meteor, and then in 15 rounds, things get exploded, right? So that's kind of crazy. So yeah, I'm excited to go to Argus and fight these monsters and start unlocking my achievements. Now that we got that out of the way, my lovely assistant is going to show you 4 more models of new companion pets while I discuss something that Blizzard is testing out, right? What are they testing out?
Yeah, what are they testing out?
What are
curious
they?
now.
It's not the herp. I already inquired. So
You don't really test with that. It just happens, and then you're like, shit.
Does it just happen, Gemma? Because it is possible to spread. Well,
I know. How do you know this?
Experiencing signs or symptoms, you should keep that in mind.
Right? What was those abilities? I don't think any of these spread. But what they're testing is, I think just currently on the PTR, I think, because I read this on warcraftpets.com, on Kryza, which I spoke about Kryza before, and Environeer Bert, which is the new pet tamer or pet trainer in PTR. They're just scaling the pets down if you don't have a max level pet. So if all of your pets or your highest level is 10, then the pets you fight should be 10. Part of me thinks, like, is this even a useful, use of time for them to do this? Like, people should have a level 25 pet. They're throwing stones at them to instantly grant pets to 25. So it's cool. I like that they're experimenting with the idea of allowing the people that have lower pets fight these tamers. But I guess Environeer Bert will actually be in a starting zone, the gnomes starting zone. So I guess that's cool if you're, running around that area and you want to do that for some experience. I'm sure it'll grant some experience. So that's kind of cool.
Well, Pep Allen doesn't give experience anyways at low level.
That's not true.
Oh, I was curious. That's all.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I got a little offended there.
It's okay.
It will grant you experience secret sauce, so it's an excellent way.
He was like,
My-
fuck your
my bad.
couch. That was amazing.
Well, I didn't know if he knew or not. Yeah, I should have just asked him.
I mean, I pet battled like 5 years ago, so
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, we all know that you're not big into the pet battles, but yeah, absolutely, it does grant a little experience. I've done like a leveling guide as well. Like if you're power leveling your pets, you can do it on an alt, and then it's just like a daily. Basically, counts as a daily completed. So it's a decent amount of experience no matter what level you are. Very cool. I think we showed those new pets. Some of them are new models. Actually, the one was the orphaned Marcel, which just is a different color of the Foulclaw Marcel. But the reason why I selected these was because they were newer models. And then they were also the 4 shown on warcraftpets.com because they were there. So they're kind of cool. I'm very interested to see the rest of the 42. We showed a lot last week because, a big chunk of those 42 were from Raiding with Leashes achievement. So there's 12 new wild pets from Argus, 5 new pets from just random drops, a quest reward pet, another pet from an achievement, a new Winter Veil pet. I have no idea what that is. Obviously, I'll let you know as soon as
full disclose that I thought you were going to talk about the abilities of each pet. So
right.
I missed the mark on the showing of the pets, but I've shown them now.
Oh, thank you for that.
But I thought there was going to be like this pet and then it has this ability.
Absolutely.
So that's my fault. I just want to apologize for being a bad assistant. But they've seen all the pets now.
Everyone knows you're great, Vanna, right? You're always dressed well. All the pets are shown in great order.
Very statuesque, right? I don't even know what that means. I Googled it.
Well, and we appreciate that. And I probably just said that just to make sure that they get shown as well. They're just newer models. I don't know how good these particular ones are. And one of the reasons why I didn't talk about specific abilities for too many pets is, one, Belle stole Twilight from my segment. And then, of course, the achievement hype, right? It's got me amazingly excited. I know that sounded really weird. I don't know why I explained it that way. And Belle did not steal Twilight from my segment. But a lot of great stuff coming up in 7.3. And next week, we'll talk about some actual abilities on newer pets and maybe some of my favorite. And maybe we'll know what the Winter Veil pet is by then. I don't know.
I have a quick question. So
there's no ums in my segment.
So there's special so you have the classification of the pets.
Yeah.
Where it's like elemental, flying, all that. There's some that have 2.
Correct.
So can you use one that has both for either one, or
all may have abilities for other families or breeds or whatever, but the pet is just elemental. So they choose.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be just strictly beast or just strictly critter.
There's no
There's no breeding yet.
Erotica.
No,
there's no interspecies thing.
Well, we haven't confirmed that because the way that these
undead isn't getting down with Peacock, is what you're saying.
That's not true. That could be happening behind closed doors,
right,
because
as we learned in Jurassic Park, nature finds a way, guys.
Right? They'll multiply. And I mean, at this point, we have 800 plus pets coming up on 900. How are they not breeding?
Jeff Goldblum warned us about this in Jurassic Park, the first one.
He warned us or warned us?
He warned us, and we didn't listen, guys. Look what happened 4 Jurassic Park movies later. People are still getting squashed by dinosaurs because we didn't listen.
You're
There's
right.
going to be Marsals everywhere.
Supalamis?
Yeah.
But yeah, just some cool stuff with them testing, against those. A lot of new pets and more achievements. So yeah, great stuff for pet battlers in the pet battle world. Can't wait to go to Argus.
I agree. It's pretty. We'll talk about that in our Week in WoW a little bit. Rem, lead us to glory, my friend.
I have one quick announcement, though. So I am taking Jim's offer. I'm going to kick his ass in pet battles. I'm going to go get trained by Softy. Full disclosure. Now I can't back out.
Right. It's out there. It's out there.
Can I be the water boy? Can you spectate a pet battle?
Can you PvP?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So could I spectate and record your guys' pet battle?
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe so.
I mean, you're not going to be able to see their moves or anything like that, but you can zoom in enough to...
You can know they... Well, I mean, she'll see them a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see them moving and stuff like that, but you won't be able to
Well, I see who wins. Will the person's...
Yeah, you'll see their pets die.
Yeah, you'll see one person sad and then one person cheer and all that, yeah.
Interesting.
It's for charity. We'll do it right after your duel.
I need to figure out that time.
I like that. I like that. It's 10:05 your time.
Yeah, first it's going to be Warcraft pet battles, and then it's going to be Connect 4.
Go for it. I think that's great. No, I like that you're willing or wanting to do that, right? It's,
Sauce pick a Sunday in September.
All right, I'm doing it right now.
I mean, I do
have...
my
Sunday
only...
in September, that's not the first week because Rem will be here that first week in September. So anything after the 6th?
Me up.
Well, the first September is the 3rd.
So anything after the week of the 6th.
We'll do the 17th.
Oh, go for it.
All right.
Connect 4.
I'm putting a giant note on my computer too.
September 17th.
Sticky.
And then Rem Job and Jim Job are gonna duel too.
Here's the thing. I'm 90% positive that the bareback brawl will be up because it's up the 16th, the 26th. It's up every 10 days, and I would like to do it in Stormheim, the bareback brawl, because it's better than a duel, in my opinion.
Did you die?
So
Like Sauce is suspicious. He's like,
No. We just need to do it since Sauce is up late. It's perfect because nobody's on that map that late when he's on. So when him and I go to record this and do this, there's not going to be anybody there because I always go do that bareback brawl. But it's cool because we don't have to duel. The second we enter the zone, we can attack each other.
Yeah,
so to me, it's not like wait to accept the duel and do all that.
Yeah,
like it kind of feels like more of PvP element to me. So,
but I want to see the flag.
And if we do it late enough, there shouldn't be anybody else there doing that.
I feel like it's going to be a 30-minute stealth match.
No, I can't go stealth. Belle can't stealth.
Oh,
then the winner gets booted off by a goat.
Yep.
I won't ride goats though. I wouldn't do like you could ride goats in different. I wouldn't do that. It would just.
No, I mean like when one of you guys dies, I'm gonna boot the other person.
Yeah, you have to stand by the edge.
September 17th, guys. We're gonna make it happen, Captain. Okay, Rem. Pet battles.
Anyways,
pet battles. Whoa. I tried to give away your segment, Gemma. Rem, what are we? Who do you work for?
He works for the man.
I'm going to be talking about Illidan because he's becoming a focal point for Legion and Argus, and I'm wondering how can we put pretty much our lives in our hands of someone that's called Illidan the Betrayer. Like, in the grand scheme of things, Illidan is one of my favorite characters in the Warcraft universe, but there are definitely certain things that he has done that makes me question why would I follow him. If there's not an enemy in front of me, I honestly, for a lore perspective of my character, I would never trust Illidan because he is egotistical and power hungry. That's going to be his autobiography. Anyways, so that brings the question about the prophecy of Illidan, about him being the chosen one of the light. And you have the Prime Naru, I believe it's Kara. You actually meet her in in Argus. You'll learn about that side too in the week in WoW. But anyways, so we have Illidan is the chosen of the lights, and what's interesting about that is Malfurion. We're gonna roll back. So Malfurion and Illidan were born twins, both born with amber eyes, which in the Night Elf communities and lore is you are destined for greatness. Pretty much, it is you have something that's destined that's going to be happening to you, either good, great, whatever it may be. What's interesting about that is because Malfurion is the first druid. He is a pivotal leader of the Night Elves, but Illidan has this prophecy of being the chosen of the light. When he's gone darkest beyond any Night Elf has ever gone before. Pretty much any mortal has gone before, which he is immortal at the moment, but with the Well of Eternity, he was mortal after that. But so when we learn about the prophecy of the Light's Heart, you learn about Kara's plans for Illidan and how he is going to be the chosen one. But you have him back in part of that deal is he was a very powerful sorcerer. He was excellent in learning and improving his arcane arts, and he was part of the Moon Guard, not the server, but he led them. And during the War of the Ancients, when they're attacking Ravencrest and Draco, he is siphoning literally the life energies of his comrades for more power. It was for a good cause, but so did Arthas use it for a good cause. So did Sargeras.
So I can have your life energy for the greater good of.
I mean, you would sell me for a taco, so.
Motherfucker, right? I sure would. I already got you sold for a taco. That's how much you don't know me.
And don't you have his life energy stolen already?
But that's a good point. I don't know. But Illidan is absorbing the life energies of his comrades to use it to defeat the Legion. Again, a good cause. But then again, there's an old saying, well, an old saying, but there's a saying, you either die the hero or you live long enough to become the villain. You try and justify all what you're doing, and it ends up biting you in the ass pretty much. And so you have Illidan, right after you take down the Tumor Sargeras, or the raid, you have the cinematic of him opening up the portal in between Azeroth and Argus, and you have Dadgar sitting there like, WTF, mate. And again, it's his ulterior motive is power, but I'm wondering why he was chosen to be the chosen warrior of the light. And how much power can Illidan gain to go up against Titans and the Void? Like, are we going to be siphoned for his power, or is he going to absorb power from something else, like he did with the Eye of Sargeras and School of Gul'dan? There's not only a plot hole, but it begs the question: what's actually going to be happening for 7.3 and beyond? Because his role in this fight is not Sargeras, it's not kill Jaden, it's what's beyond the horizon that we can't see. And for him to absorb that much power, it's beyond comprehension at this point in the story. And back on when the prophecy first starts, Corral lets him know that what he will be up against and what he will be doing. And she lets him know that there is a price. And what's the price? Is it going to be his life? Is he going to be taking out the enemy and then siphoning his power into the Titans, or returning it? Or what is that going to be? If you have any ideas, just let me know in the comments. But it's gonna get bad. We have people that are very short-sighted on the problem on Azeroth, and they see the enemy in front of us, which is all well and good. We need to take care of that, but you need to be seeing 2 steps ahead of that and seeing what's going on. But also, speaking of back on Malfurion, where is Malfurion? He's kind of like Jaina right now. The whole Tyrande, where are you? But so my biggest thing right now is, how can Illidan be redeemed with what he's done? He's destroyed Night Elf immortality by
Doesn't he just have to take his communion? Isn't that how that works?
He's not a Christian. It's not that simple.
It's actually Catholic, not Christians. Christians don't take communion.
Christians, Catholics, it's all the same to me.
Oh no.
Anyways,
yeah, that's a list of people we've offended.
We should make a list of who we should apologize to.
Yeah.
Christians and Catholics.
Sorry, Illidan's power.
But Illidan, I don't. Men's redeemed. I don't see him being redeemable, but he's going to be a good siphon for what's becoming ultimate power for the light, which is also another point. Is we want to destroy the dark, but there always must be dark and light. There always has to be a balance. You learn about that a little bit with Argus and the Crucible, but there has to be a balance. Even though we're going to destroy a large enemy, there's always something going to be much darker around the corner. But yeah.
What?
I can dig it.
What?
Weakens?
Guys, I can't remember what that thing was I wanted to tell you.
No. I'd go for some pure leaf tea though.
Me too.
So when I normally... Shut up, guys. Normally I pour a glass. I have my normal glass of whatever I'm drinking, which is usually tea or cranberry juice, and then I have my water. This is all I have left of my water bottle, and I have all my waters downstairs. So it's either sit here and die.
I'm still hydrated right now.
So I forgot to tell you, Nether Shard currency is not going to be a thing. So don't save.
Don't save.
Yeah.
Right. Like they keep saying to do.
What is it called, Rem? It's the Veiled something is going to be the new currency on Argus.
Argonite.
Yes, Veiled Argonite. And the Nether Shard vendor that's on Broken Shores packing up and moving to Argus. So you'll be able to use the new currency, which is the Veiled such and such. You can keep it for old cosmetic stuff, or even, do it on alts for their cosmetic pieces for the relinquished stuff. But I forgot to tell you guys that during the Q&A, and I apologize that I did not do those things. So
We forgive you.
Rem, that was a stellar
Yeah, that was good.
lore segment. That was
I dug it.
Stellar.
So let's talk about Bell's Bites, shall we? What happened this weekend, guys? World Cup number 5, and God, was it fucking fantastic. If you follow me on Twitter, I apologize, but I apologize for nothing.
You're right.
I tweet every 5 minutes, and that's what happened. But it was exciting to watch. I was really, really stoked, because how could you not be, really? So let's talk about things. Now, before we talk about things, I just want to tell you guys my news that occurred this week. For those of you who don't follow me on Twitter or follow me on Snapchat or stalk me at my home on my front door.
At 12
After
in the morning. Yeah.
much consideration, a lot of thought that went into it, and me wanting to make sure that I was making the right decision, not just for myself, but also for the betterment of PWNCAST and stuff like that. I did decide to join Method. I'm actually writing for their website right now.
That's gnarly.
Small, very humble role to be a part of the organization because I
Right.
love them. So it made sense. And it's funny because a lot of people, when they seen the announcement, their reaction was the same. Like, wow, it's about time. Or, I'm not surprised. This isn't shocking. This is not a spoiler alert. Like, you've been Team Method.
Right.
I have a good friend who works for Method, and it was a great opportunity. It came on the heels of me realizing that I tried to do a lot of things with the PWNCAST Daily Quest, which is the site that we have. This, about 6 months ago, we lost pretty much all the staff, and I had suffered this about 4 times in the 3 years that PDQ has been a thing. I didn't have the desire to build it back up. There's too many competitions out there
A
with
lot of energy.
with the WoW heads and the icy veins, and yes, it's great from our perspective. So I'm going to keep PDQ, but it's going to house my little guides that I make, and it's going to house the YouTube videos that we do for in between, patches, when the new expansion stuff. That's going to be what it's used for. The capacity in which I tried to use it previously, I tried to do everything, and I just lost sight of what we were trying to focus on here at PWNCAST, and I just kind of lost my way. So in doing that, I think we've done pretty well. We focused on our show and putting content into it. We've suffered huge blows in cast members, and that it caused just a really unstable environment for us. So we've done really well. The 4 of us picked it up. We picked up the pieces, and I think we've handled it really well, and we're kind of just rebuilding the audience that we lost with 2 of the previous cast members that left. And that just is what it is, guys. People are going to have favorites, and sometimes when a cast member goes, the audience goes with it. It is what it is. And that's okay. If we were so unimportant that they left when cast members left, they didn't belong here, because I'm about them lifers. If you're a lifer, raise your hand, because I know there are a ton of you out there that have been here. Right. So with that being said, I did join them. Now, I want to make sure I'm clear. PWNCAST is always, like, I'm PWNCAST, guys, till death do us part. We ain't going nowhere. You guys are stuck with me. Like, here's the keys to the house. We're doing this forever. But there's nothing wrong with me having duality in that role, and me being able to just do some stuff for Method, and be able to support an organization that I feel very strongly of. And it's not because they're the flavor of the month, and it's not because I'm a bandwagoner. I liked Method before Method was famous. So, like, we're talking day one. Well, they formed in 2005, so it wasn't necessarily day one, but
It was your day one. Let's just put it
it
that
was
way.
before Method was Method. Before Sko decided to take on the world and do everything that he's done with, with every single esport possible. I've always loved them. So it's really, really exciting, and I want to point out a funny. So I did notice that people who I had followed previously, and these were unrelated to Method. Like, of course, Method people followed me back because they now know I'm, working with them to help them do stuff. But prior to that, there were other people that are very important in the community that I followed that never followed me back. And I thought it was really funny that after Method had announced me joining the team to help with, I think, what is my official role? Web content assistant is my official role, which is code for you a writer. Like, that's what you do. And I'll be doing the Twitter. I'll be helping cover the esports coverage for the Twitter during a certain time period. So you never know who is going to be me, but which one. There's like a couple of us that are doing the esports tweets, so you'll never know who's tweeting. at that point. But I noticed that some people followed me back, and I was like, wow, I followed you for 2 years, and now all of a sudden Method's name is attached to Bell, and
you're famous.
But I'm not famous at all. But I took the follow. Like, I'm not going to be mad at you. Let's be friends, guys. I'm here to be friends. So, yeah, that's my news. And it really is, it's going to make me better in all aspects, because my main focus is going to be World of Warcraft stuff. But unfortunately, I'm going to be pushed out of my comfort zone because I'm going to have to cover other esports stuff. And I'm like, ugh, yeah, but I don't really know anything about CSGO. So, but it's already made me better for the show, because that entire Q&A I did prep for Meth's website. So it already made me better. It already made me better for PvP, because I had to have a more analytical thought process while watching to be able to break apart for the website and stuff like that. So I already I appreciate the perspective that it gave me there, and I'm really excited for that. So that's my news. PWNCAST, hashtag Method, hashtag fam, hashtag all
Can I
things.
get a shirt, though?
Oh, wait. I know, I tried to order me a shirt, but they don't have any of the boys. They only have the women's, and I don't wear women's clothes.
No.
I tried to get a shirt yesterday, and I was like, what the deuce? Or it wasn't yesterday, the day before.
What the deuce?
So let's talk about this weekend. Now, all 3 Method teams were playing this weekend. Method Reborn, guys. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
You're killing me.
Very, very early on. Very, very early on. They got knocked out, and I was very sad. But I was telling Rem a theory. Reborn is Sea-Doo's team. They've consistently been 4. They've placed 4 in all the cups except for 1. One cup they placed 9th. Whenever they go against Temple Storm, they have games that they've won them against. You know, they have good battles, but it just seems to be their Goliath. Like, it's just their giant to slay, and I don't know that they can do it. However, I started looking back and analyzing the last couple of BlizzCons that they have went to the finals, especially last year. I wanted to remember their caliber of play, because the games that I've been seeing is not their level. They're better than that. Sam I Am, I'm going to tell you guys about this thing. So Sam I Am, who's the mage, he plays other things, but that's what I know him as.
That's what he's known for.
Sea-Doo is hiding, okay? He's a healer. What do? They LOS, they hide. They heal their team, but they hide. Sam I Am blinks right to Sea-Doo and takes the Brewmaster on the opposing team right to Sea-Doo. The Brewmaster starts attacking Sea-Doo, and you just see his health go whoop. He survived, but I could imagine the conversation that was being had on comms. Like, Sea-Doo is probably pissed. You don't blink to your healer. Of all the people you blink to, you can blink if it's a line of sight problem and they can't heal you. But I think it was a misblink. Like, I don't think he meant to go in that direction.
I think it was unintentional.
But he took I laughed so hard he took the Brewmaster right to Sea-Doo. But the level I'm seeing them play at is not what I'm normally used to. Now, some of you that are new to watching Method, this is not the normal gameplay that you see from these guys. It's still a great caliber. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not on their level, but those who can't usually can tell you what's wrong. So, my theory.
Which method?
Reborn.
Oh, no, I'm so confused.
My theory is that they're not giving everything they got because they're just going to come out swinging at BlizzCon. They did just enough to make sure that they qualified for regionals. Then at regionals, they'll make sure that they go. There's going to be 12 total teams that go to BlizzCon. There's going to be 4 for NA. There's going to be 4 for Europe. There's going to be 2 from China. There's going to be 1 from Latin America and 1 for Asia Pacific. Holy shit, is Bell educated or what, guys? I'm telling you, I'm a better Bell today.
I think you just read that off the screen.
No, there's nothing. There's no.
I'm
my screen's
kidding.
blank, I swear.
Kidding. I know, I could tell.
Who is the Brewmaster?
Who are they playing? Hold on, I'll tell you.
So Method didn't use the Brewmaster.
No, it was the opposing team.
Damn it, my troll's ruined.
Yeah, no, Method. No, they do use a tank, though. Officer Bean is prop pally. Well, he's also a warrior and a druid, but the break in case of emergency is typically prop pally. And I don't agree with it, guys. I'm not a fan. Yeah, I get very angry. So, the moral of the story. Okay? I lost the freaking... Where did it go?
Train of thought.
So the moral of the story is I really do believe that they're just biding their time so they can come out swinging. I think they want to be unexpected. I don't think they want to show what tricks they have up their sleeve. And I think they're doing just the bare minimum. And I think we're going to see the caliber of play that I seen last year. I'm talking about the caliber of play that was so fucking close that Sea-Doo almost died 4 times in that last game. That his health, you couldn't even see his health bar. And then miraculously he survived. And I am jumping up and down, literally screaming, losing my voice. And Rem is sitting next to me like, this crazy bitch, like,
Yep.
What are you doing? I think that that's what's happening. So those of you that have watched Reborn when they were just Method and A, don't be tricked by their gameplay recently. You have to stand by your guys. You Cowboys fans that have been fucking Cowboys fans and Raiders fans for years, you know what it's like to stand by your guys through thick and thin. You have to just make that happen. So Reborn did get knocked out pretty early on. Pretty early on, they were kind of taken off the table. Not a big deal. Now, recently, you guys remember me. The reason it's Method is I'm talking about Method so much is not because I'm Team Method now. It's because Method won the tournament. They won the cup. And then Method, the second Method team, placed second in the tournament. Like, what did we see in the chat? We seen something in the chat where it said if 2 brothers fight each other and one brother loses, the whole family still wins or something. Like, I appreciated that.
I don't like it.
Well, here's the thing. Some people are under the impression that when a team wins, that the organization gets part of that money. So somebody had said, Sko's just money hungry because he's got all
no,
these
not like that.
The teams, Method doesn't get any money for these guys winning. Whoever wins BlizzCon and wins these cups because there's money involved, the organization
it goes straight to the teams.
Goes to the players. These players are sponsored. Method is sponsored to be able to go and do these things. So they're paid to win. These players, the sponsors pay more when you win. So, like Sko wants his guys to win because, of course, he wants. If there's 3 teams, one of you is going to win at BlizzCon. We don't know which Method team because I've been talking crap about Synergy, which is Maldiva's team. Maldiva's he's a warlock, but he plays other things. But I've been talking crap about Synergy because I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? I apologize because Synergy won the tournament, and I seen some games this weekend that blew my mind. If you guys did not watch the VOD, please go watch it. If nothing else, watch the last 10 games. Super good to watch. So basically, the last game of the lowers bracket, I think it was the lower bracket, Method and Synergy go head to head. Basically, what ends up happening is they have to reset and go back because I think I don't remember if there's a lot of Method teams. One of them was in the lowers bracket and got bumped to the upper bracket. So this made it the final game of the cup. And it ended up being Synergy and Awakened, which Awakened is Smexon's team. I have to go on the record and say that I've stated this on many occasions. Smexon's warrior is fucking out of this world. Out of this world. His survivability on this warrior, I don't know how that man does it. But he is legit. I would say he's a better warrior than Snuts is. And Snuts plays a lot of his warrior. He really does. So the moral of the story is Method, Synergy was first, Awakened was second. Now, I did see some interesting, there was one of the names of the teams I can never freaking remember. I did see, hold please. I just need to pull it up. What is it? What are they called? Frog pants? What did I say their names?
Frogs in a pond.
Why did I keep calling them frog
pants?
The whole day I kept saying frog pants, and I was even talking to, I think I was talking to Rem on the phone, and I'm like, frog pants this and frog pants that. And he didn't even freaking Union. Union was a really good team this time around. I typically see Union doing really crappy, and then they can kind of pull themselves out of the water. Union had some really stellar gameplay. I wasn't really impressed with Splice's play. This time around, they did really good, but I just was relatively unimpressed.
So, off topic a little tiny bit, but can we talk about Baby Rage's team fucking icon? Oh my god.
Stop.
The funny?
It's a handicap, like.
Oh, that's not.
Looks like he's in a wheelchair, but he's like racing. It's so bad.
It's like the Special Olympics.
Add that to the list.
These are the characters to watch, guys, because they are amazing. I do want to tell you it was nice seeing Vanguards. It was nice seeing Rub Cub. It was nice seeing Seth Curry. It was really nice seeing Seth Curry. I think Seth Curry's on Union. Right? Is Seth Curry Union? I'm pretty sure Seth Curry is Union.
Curry smells weird.
Let me check. I always think of Curry. That's the only reason. Let me see.
Steph.
Yeah. Steph Curry.
I
is
know.
Union.
I keep hearing Steph Curry this entire.
Yeah, he's Seth Curry and Majiden also. Majiden is really good. So a lot of really good play. Splice did really well, but I was just unimpressed. In my opinion, my favorites obviously were Method, but outside of that, Union was another favorite of mine. I did appreciate their play this week. If you did not get a chance to check out the VOD, please do so because it was really good. I also need to give a shout out because my main man, Thugonomics, was on Destro, and I was tweeting like a fucking crazy woman. I'm like, yes, Thugonomics in the Destro dream. Yeah. You seen, I think it was, Jamili, Peekaboo,
Tempo Storm. Yeah.
but I'm trying to think of who the third one was. Jamili, Peekaboo. Anyway, you see Peekaboo's health just go all the way down from 2 Chaos Bolts. My husband was watching and he was like, wait, that was a Warlock's Chaos Bolt? Yeah, bitch, that was a Warlock's Chaos Bolt. Come duel me. Come duel me. It was short-lived, though, because he did swap off the Destro, but it did make me feel good that he actually, I don't remember what he swapped to, but yeah, the Destro dream was happening. Like, guys, Destro. Yeah, that was when Tempo Storm took it 3-1 in that bracket. I think that was game 3. Or match 3, rather. I think it was match 3 that happened in. Anyway, so, guys, really, really good gameplay, especially by Union. Union, I think, is going to be my favorite. I'm going to favorite that for the weekend. Obviously, Method's a given. You guys know that it's just Method, but an outside Method team, I'm going to say Union was my fave. I'm trying to stay away from Tempo Storm as the favorite. Because that's Rem's team. But really because they're the obvious, right? They're the obvious pick because they're killing it. I'm telling you, these guys are the Goliath. You're going to see, it's going to be Tempo Storm and somebody. Which is why these placements, even though, they've qualified, it was really important for the lower bracket and the lower guys on the point structure they wanted to seed higher because you don't want to fight Tempo Storm first game. You want to be in the tournament as long as you possibly can for regionals. You don't want to get knocked out first game because you play the big bad boy. You want to wait and get your footing with that tournament and, fight other guys, get used to and get in that good groove and then take on Tempo. So typically the people that take on Tempo Storm for those first rounds, they're usually, trying to look at the past cups, usually Tempo Storm takes them out pretty easy.
Well, I was paying attention sporadically to the tournament, but what bugged me is that Tempo beat Splice beat I think it was Synergy or Awakened, whichever Method team it was.
It was Reborn, which is CBC.
And then they lose to them. I was like, wait, what?
I know. It was really, and I think it comes down to comp choice and map pick and just all the different possibilities. And Lore saying cheeky when he's referring to a team's map pick. I could not take him seriously in some of the. Then he hit on Ben Rookie. The first 5 seconds he introduced him as the most handsome man in the studio, and you could tell that Ben Rookie looked visibly uncomfortable at what was happening right now. And I wanted to grab a picture, but I was multitasking. I wanted to grab a picture of Ben Rookie's face and be like, "Oh, bromance." But you could tell that he was visibly like, what did you just say?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, uncomfortable about. But it's in good fun. They have a good bromance. So, PvP, that means regional. So, what does this mean for what's going on in what can we expect here at this point? So, I did a nice little regional championship standing overview on Method's website. If you want to go check it out, method.gg. The thing about this standings overview is it gives you a recap of then till now and what we're waiting for. Obviously, I think I have to update the points on this, but because this was pre-Cup 5. So here's what we're looking at for the standings. I probably need to double check to make sure. Hold on. Let me double check to make sure this is the latest. But So we've got two things. For Gamescom, we're going to have the EU regionals. So the EU regionals are going to be at Gamescom. The 23rd through the 26th. And there's only going to be 2 days out of that week where I think it'll be live. I think one of the other days or 2 of the days, I think it's like pre-stuff, and then one of those days will be broadcast. I don't have a time yet, but when I do have a time, and that's going to be obviously Method Triforce is going to be there, but all the EU teams that everybody's been following, Rocket Esports, Enjoy Legion, Northern Gaming Blue, which is a favorite of mine. Belle's a fan of Northern Gaming, the blue's the red, both sides. Making a movie, which really creeps me out, because I don't know that I think the normal way people do about making a movie. So, okay, I'm glad. Let's recap the standings. So, Tempo Storm is number 1, rank 1. They have 420 points. Rank 2, Method Synergy. Rank 3, Splice 4 is Union, Method Reborn is 5, Method Awakened is 6, Frogs in a Pond is 7, Panda Global is 8, Baby Rage is 9, Onion Ball is 10, Sneaky Snakes is also 10, then you've got 12 for Your Name Here, which I'm pretty sure that's Vanguard's team, correct me if I'm wrong, Rem. Isn't Your Name Here Vanguard's?
I believe so.
You have Jungle Book and then Mammoth Power. Rounding out the 13th and 14th there. So that is for North America. And then you've got rank 1 is Rocket Esports. Rank 2 is Method Triforce. Those are the guys they stole from Slice. They get Botar, Swabzy, they just like hijacked a whole team. Northern Gaming Blue making a movie. ABC at 6. Managers at 7. Emo, Blind Faith, Free Therapy, Grimmel, Legionals, and another one that round out the 13. So, I don't know when the regionals are going to be for NA, but I can tell you the Gamescom. Something to note for Bell's Bites as well, Gamescom, I think we're going to be seeing a Warcraft announcement for expansion. Don't quote me, but I think everybody's pretty much expecting it at this point.
We're quoting it.
Guys, what a great time to be alive. Like, I don't know about you, but it was great PvP. Like, I was right. Your name here is Vanguards. Your name here is Vanguards.
You see, what's so surprising about me though about that too, though, is on Your Name Here you have Vanguards. I never know how to pronounce his hunter, but Yoski, like, they were always like leading the rankings.
But none of them are friends. Did you know that?
That I did not know. I just know the Vanguards is Hell of a Paladin.
This team was built to win and get sponsored. This is not a team of friendship.
So do they just like play remotely?
These are just the best and the best that get together to try to win shit and make money.
Wow, that's cool.
Vanguards is good though, and he's a veteran. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Vanguards is like who you go to learn about most of the stuff he actually plays. Yeah,
especially Paladin. Yeah, for sure. Good play though this weekend, guys. The PvP was just really solid. I did take a small nap in between non-method rounds because I was tired, guys. I was up, but good stuff. I'll keep you posted on the PvP tournament as it unfolds. Some of you that follow me on Twitter were like, I've never watched this before, but you got me excited and I loved it.
That's what I was just going to say. Some of the advertising that Blizzard was not doing, you'll do, or at least you'll reach to your followers as well to spread the word.
I just feel like it's important for you to support your teams that you love. Like, you guys tweet about your basketball teams. I tweeted about how devastated I was about Anna Faris and Chris Pratt, and someone called me uneducated on my Twitter because I was upset about that. I'm sorry. I'm not even bitter about that, but it's whatever. Anyway, moving on. That's Bell's Bites for the week. I wanted to give a quick breakdown, which that was not quick. I took up quite a bit of time. Jimma, what'd you do this week in World of Warcraft?
I did my time walking, and I was really busy this week. World Quest. I didn't get to raid this week. Sorry, guys. I didn't make it to the raid. I read a lot.
What I heard.
What did you hear?
Nothing.
See, I'll put that shit out there. What did you? No. Yeah. So I played just a lot of like just casual stuff. Nothing exciting. Other than me just finding out about all the new companion pets for PTR. I was distracted because I just saw this guy get hit by a ice cream truck on the internet.
Oh, I was taking that a totally different way. Secret, what'd you do this weekend?
I mean, I didn't do much this week in WoW. Leveled the Horde, but I got bad news. Actually, a friend of mine who I raid with, he actually passed away on Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Sorry.
3 p.m. So it sucked. Yeah, really big deal. Uvar, good friend of mine, great shaman healer too. But he's been battling cancer for like a long time, and he would still raid, like even going through treatments, stuff like that. So he was a fighter. So, yeah, that was my weekend actually. Like Saturday night at work.
Cuck fancer.
Maybe we could do a upbeat weekend WoW and not something that makes me want.
Well, I mean, but it's reality though. Like it happens. It's part of the game. Like this is what he lived for.
What did you actually do in World of Warcraft? Really?
Nothing other than level my horde.
I saw you on like 4 different tunes.
Yeah, but that was really Mythic. So I really didn't do super much.
Nothing is different than like
like when he says nothing, I see him swapping back and forth and getting achievements and doing 30 things. Like you were on Saucidon and then totem twerking and like. Yeah,
but I mean, I was actually like with some of his friends playing. So
I feel really sad for that. I'm trying to keep veering away from it, but I feel like I just feel sad.
I mean, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's something that we all have.
Yeah.
Not all of us have had to happen, but you've told stories about people that you've kind of helped and stuff like that too. So, I mean, it's just it's WoW. It's you just keep going and remember these people for who they were. So.
I agree. I just I'm trying not to cry because it's really sad. Well, we give him a salute to him and his family.
Yes.
Did he have a lot of family?
Yeah, but I mean more family in game, of course. That's usually how it works out. So.
That's sad.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm still saucing it up.
Well, and he went out doing what he loved, which I respect that.
He did. Yes, he did. I think he was playing like 2 nights before, like he kind of got stuck at the hospital. So. Yeah.
Sadness. Does he live by you?
He's in Denver, so I mean,
okay.
But some of his friends actually went out there like the day of and stuff like that. So I mean, at least he had people there. So.
Goodness.
Yep.
So good
weekend, WoW, but
yes, time walking after this show.
Though.
Yes,
tough.
Yes, absolutely.
You're time walking after this.
Yes,
tough things, which is
on my horde,
which is terrible. Shout out to Aerospace Stank who unfollowed me on Twitter because he called me uneducated this morning, and I said that's weird. I have 3 fucking college degrees. Pretty sure I'm not uneducated, but cool. Thanks. Anyway, what a jerk. That kind of hurts my feelings a little bit that he unfollowed me.
It's okay.
Said it.
I'll get you some more followers.
No, I don't really care. It hurt my feelings. Because I went to respond to his tweet and it said he unfollowed. Rem, I know what you did, but sometimes you hide from me when you're online, like when you don't like come.
I did stuff on the alts. I did a lot of LFR. I did not push keystones. I mean, it wasn't like. It was productive in the sense that I did a lot of miscellaneous stuff to get to further my goals on all my alts and all that, but it wasn't like nothing impactful like a raid. But I did do a lot of leveling on the rogue and enjoying the rogue a little much and get the scummy out. Yeah.
I know.
Well, you know how you said
20 gold is 20 gold.
20 gold is 20 gold.
You're right.
You know
And then besides the PTR, I'll let you explain that escapade. Fucking dick.
I have done enough explaining. I think you should tell the story. My segment was really long. It's your turn.
Okay, so we started to do get started on some of the PTR things, running around, getting the quests, because there's world quests for each little pocket of land, and there's treasure chests all around where it has something like a bunch of AP in this one or some random item in another. So Belle here goes, oh, there's a chest down there. Jump down. I'm like, okay, fine. Jump down. It's a hole. Okay. It's not like a tiny hole where you can only like move your character around a little bit. It's a sizable hole, and we get the chest and you go to run out, and there's these boulders where it looks like you can destroy them. You can't mess with them. So we're sitting there for, I think it was at least 10 minutes until we realized, what are we actually doing? We were jumping on the same fucking wall for at least 2 to 3 minutes, expecting something to happen. You were trying to use your Eye of Kelgaroth.
If you did Timeless Isle, the boulder rare, Warlocks would use their Eye of Kilrog to pop in there and pop that to break the boulder to be able to get in there if you didn't have a mage that could blink.
The one on the bridge?
Yeah, so if you're standing in front of the boulders that were covering, the rare that was inside there, if you didn't have a mage that could blink, typically a Warlock could pop their eye in there and be able to break it open. That didn't work because I tried like we were in there. What, 20 minutes?
Something like that. Most of it was squirreling on other stuff, but you can't, because so you have this item that's supposed to be able to break boulders around the area.
We didn't get that.
But you couldn't.
It didn't work. We were stuck, so we ultimately had to I tried to use this character stuck. I didn't know that if your hearth was not on cooldown, that it would not take you to a graveyard. So I clicked it thinking it was going to take me to a graveyard like it fucking said. It said, click here to go to a graveyard. It took me to Pandaland. I was like, what the yeah.
So I use $1 on Hearthstone, and there's actually a teleporter to the thing. I'm not going to talk about it yet. But
right? Oh, did I spoil it? Is that a spoiler?
Well, not only a spoiler, it's just more of I didn't want to talk about, because some people are like, oh, PTR.
Well, we're going to go to a ship. It's called the Vindicar. I think it's a ship. And we fly. That's how we get to Argus, guys. Spoiler alert.
But, yeah.
But I don't know how that happens because we are blocked out of the cinematic.
Yeah, there's no cinematics.
So I don't know how all that takes place. I just know that we use the Vindicar as how we teleport.
Yeah, they either blocked it out or...
I was going to tell them about it anyway, so yeah. I guess we didn't spoil it.
But yeah, you can't get fucking through.
So I don't know if we flew... we don't know because we didn't see the cinematic. We were on a boat and then we were on Argus. So we don't really know what happened between the boat and Argus because the cinematic was... They showed us the cinematic from Legion. My
thought on that is we have a giant rift in the sky, so it's not really just... It's just...
Yeah. But the Vindicar is the little... It holds our Netherlight Crucible, Forger, and it's the teleporter. That's basically... essentially
Beam me up, Scotty. Yeah.
Beam me up, Scotty. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I got us stuck in a hole, guys. I don't even feel bad for it. He should know better not to fucking listen to me. You should already know not to do anything I said.
We all know that.
You remember when you said you wish you had like an offline mode where you could play and people didn't know?
That's how that is my offline mode.
Right, I bet Rem wishes he had that sometimes for you.
Here's the thing, though. I do try to avoid asking Rem to do stuff. I do try to be independent on my own. Like, I've been leveling the rogue, and I haven't been leveling it with him. Our rogues are relatively the same level. He's been doing it on his own. If for nothing else other than, I'm sure it gets annoying. Like, I'm sure it gets annoying.
He loves it.
But the PTR stuff, I like him doing stuff with me in PTR because while I'm recording, especially when he's got us both on a mount, I can pan around to explore the zone in my videos while he's like manning where we're going. Like he's navigating and leaves me free to be able to pan around and do stuff.
Yeah. You guys are close in level, you said?
Yeah, we're close in level on the rogues.
What's close?
Like between 2 levels. I think I'm 54 and he's 52, or maybe it's opposite. He might be 54 and I might be 52.
I looked him up. It seems like he's like 12 levels ahead.
No way. That's physically impossible. So. We logged out at the same, 2 levels away.
Maybe he has an offline mode.
Probably did it when I wasn't playing. That's fine.
Level 64 or 63.
I'm just going to boost it.
Cool.
The only reason I haven't boosted is because I want to do Pandaland. It won't can I just boost it to Pandaland? I don't want to boost it to 100.
Imagine you could save money to boost it
just so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to get to Pandaland because that's what I want to level through is Pandaland.
That's your home level right there.
Yeah, I want to level through Pandaland and Draenor, and then.
But leveling through Outland is the best.
Blizzard watches our show and the light bulb just went on, like we could charge microtransaction for levels. We can charge them to every 10 to 20 levels.
Yeah, just give $10 for a block of level. I'll totally do it. Like that would be insanely smart on their part, but I guess they wouldn't do that.
I don't have that much money, but I'll go halfway. Can I do it for 30?
What else in your weekend WoW Rim, or was that all?
That's pretty much it. Miscellaneous stuff in the alts and starting to get in PTR to spoil and test and all that good stuff.
My weekend WoW was pretty similar. I did stuff in, WoW. I didn't get a whole lot of game time today. We raided. We're on Fallen Avatar Heroic. I think we're at 19 wipes. It's a tough fight, guys. I don't feel bad for it.
You hung around for more than 10 wipes on a boss?
So I'll do a accountability announcement. On top of the pet battles, I'm going to start raiding again. And
I know. I noticed you weren't there today. It was kind of weird.
He hasn't been raiding.
I know that. I know.
Well, October's better for me because I'm only 2 hour difference from the server. Right now, I'm late to raid every raid because I'm in the middle of making. It's like smack in the middle. Raid starts Raid starts at 5:30 my time. That's smack in the middle of everything. So, or no, it's 4:30. Excuse me, it's 4:30. It's pretty crappy.
The show usually starts at 8. Our time.
But I raided. I didn't do many Mythic Pluses this week just because I didn't have the bandwidth to sit there and do it. I felt really bad because I have a few people that I run with standing group rides. Like I run with Cal and Zura, and occasionally I'll run with Van. Like I'll do stuff for other guildies. I just wasn't feeling it this week. Like it was just, I really wanted to run Mythics. It just wasn't. It was just not in. I just couldn't sit still and be accountable in a dungeon. I just was not wanting to do it this week. But the kids started school today, which is why I'm exhausted. In case you haven't seen the very larger than normal bags, I get up at 6:30. Guys, who gets up at 6:30 in the morning?
Earlier than that.
But I got up because I had anxiety. I don't even have to be up till 7:30 to get the boys up, and then normally I don't get up till 9. I'm not gonna lie. Full disclosure, I don't get out of bed till 9 o'clock because I work from home. School hours, though, I have to get up and be domestic and get them breakfast and get them dressed and do all those things.
Let them play their games in the morning.
I do let them play. They played Minecraft they got 15 minutes of game time. By the time I make them get dressed, brush their teeth, eat their breakfast, do all those things. Once that's done, they can play until we walk out the door.
That's funny. That's good, though.
But if you think about it from a parental standpoint, they're not sitting at school thinking about video games the whole day because I let them play them in the morning and they were awake, focused, alert, refreshed, and
they're not thinking about.
Or they're like, well, where could we go after?
That is very true. So I am going to tell you guys about a small experience that I think you guys could appreciate. So every parent is terrified when their child goes to kindergarten. Now I have several kids, so you're probably like, but Belle, you're an expert. I pretty much am. However, he is my youngest. He is my best friend during the day. Like it's me and him all day long. We are buddies.
No, you're not. You're working and he's pimping hoes. Leave him alone.
I wake up this morning and I have a lot of anxiety. I'm pacing on the back porch. Like I'm watching the dog chew through all the fucking drip lines in my backyard, not even caring. I'm pacing at this point. So we get to school. Before we even get from the car to the front gate, there's 4 kids having meltdowns, all kindergartners, and they're freaking out. Parents are crying. The kids are crying. And I'm just like, I'm holding on to Elijah's hand, and I'm like, we're gonna be okay, bud. And then, we gotta. My other son is 2nd grade. He's completely unfazed.
He's over it.
By the time we get to the door, there's 2 other kids from here in the classroom, from the door to the hallway to the classroom. 2 other kids having meltdowns. There's kindergartners crying everywhere. I keep looking at my son, and he's totally fine. So we get into the class. I was really frustrated.
Thing about Minecraft.
I was really frustrated because I get it. It's a big day for parents. Not only were the mother and father there, the grandmothers, the aunts, all their fucking children. Each family had like 8 people. That is very scary for a kindergartner to walk in this class to all these people. So I was really frustrated. The teacher could tell I was super annoyed. And I was like, wow, everybody brought their family this morning, huh? Like I was kind of like a dick about it, like to let you people know I don't appreciate because my son is seeing all these people. Like they should have been in the hallway, not sitting in the class. Like, there was a lady doing a photo shoot in the classroom with her kindergarten.
They were all in the class. That's a little ridiculous. Hallway,
they were all in the classroom. Like, you couldn't even get through. So you guys know me. Here I come with my kid. I'm barreling through everybody because you ain't my real dad. So we get in there. I sit him down at his desk. I put his little lunch pail on his thing. I give him his little thing, and I pull out his box of things so he can color. He's totally fine. I'm sitting there like I'm going to die. Then there's a little boy that we know. He's full on meltdown mode. This kid is freaking out. He's holding his mom's leg, like he's screaming. It is awful. So the teacher gives me the nod that says, can you get the fuck out of my classroom and stop hovering over your child like your kid's fine?
Yep.
So me and my husband go stand in the hallway. I'm not ready to leave, guys. I'm struggling. I'm trying to not, at this point, I'm trying not to cry. I just need to get out of here without crying. The other mom, she's freaking out. We're friends with her. So I said, you go where he can't see you. I will stay here and watch and tell you how he does. So they have this group of women. This group of women.
Wait. Friend? What?
So
Yeah.
my other son, the dog rescue he works with, the lady he works for, her son. And I don't really have friends. So I called them the Meltdown Brigade. There was a group of about 5 or 6 women, and their job was they were like hostage negotiators. They would go in and they would grab these kids that were having meltdowns, and their job was to distract them, walk them down the hallway, say, here, would you like a cookie? Oh, let's go look at this. Every time you seen one of the kindergarten classroom doors open and there was another kid having a meltdown, and here came a lady with a walkie-talkie. Let's go check this out. And she would bring them back. No tears, no crying, fully
That's
calmed
amazing.
down. So the one lady, I pulled her to the side and I said, so let me guess, you're the Meltdown Brigade? And she started laughing. She goes, we've never been called that before. And she goes, yes, there's a group of us, and that's our job. Our job is to run interference and to distract them and then bring them back to class. And I was like, now that is a great school. Like, I was super impressed. They didn't have that when my other son started kindergarten.
They didn't have that with anyone.
That's overly babying, though.
It wasn't overly babying because they didn't baby them. They would take them out and be like, oh, look at this painting on the wall. Like, it was complete distraction mode. Like, they didn't take them out and hug them. They took them out and walked them around campus to distract them from the fact that their parents were standing in the hallway hovering. Like, it completely removed them from that fear. So they bring the little boy Billy back. I take a picture of Billy inside the class. He's smiling. He's happy because Meltdown Brigade made him happy. I sent Mom a picture and said, okay, you can go have a shot of tequila. Your kid's fine. So
yeah, 8 in the morning. Yeah.
we get home.
That's right.
And the whole house is quiet, and I'm like, this is fucking weird, man. Like, I make breakfast, and I made too much because the boys weren't here. And I'm like, okay. So all day long, my husband was talking to me, and I'm trying to get work done. And I was like, can you go?
Oh, yeah, because the kids aren't there to distract him from you.
I want to get done because I want a game. There's no kids here right now. I want to get done with work so that I can hop in PTR.
Right.
This the whole time, and I'm like, hun, are you bored? And he goes, our son is not here, and I don't have
Oh my gosh.
anybody to talk to.
That's funny as hell.
So he kept randomly popping in and going, 3.5 hours till we pick up the boy, three hours till we pick up the boy. And I'm like, I cried in the hallway, and then I was done. Like, for me, it's real quick and over with. Like, I go through it and then I walk away. So the moral of that story, which is not World of Warcraft related, I just thought that I would share it with some of you people that are parents. I thought that you guys would appreciate that story of the Meltdown Brigade. And I'm thinking of instituting the Meltdown Brigade for us here at PWNCAST. So whenever something happens in game, we could just distract each other. Like when I start ranting about stuff that pisses me off, we could just have a Meltdown Brigade. Because it seemed to work for these. Like, these people have this shit figured out.
Okay, we're going to have to rotate schedules at that rate.
I know,
Secret and Jim Banks.
We're going to need to bring on more people. I don't think we have enough people. Anyway, that was my week in WoW and also my personal life in WoW because I felt like. But the positivity in World of Warcraft is that I did a lot of PTR stuff this week. We did PTR stuff, me and Rem.
Should we have a safe
Awesome.
word? Like a warning word?
My safe word is pickle.
It's awkward because mine is also.
Now, when I say safe
Word.
word, I'm not talking safe word. I meant code word. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You know how your
Now we
parents
know.
would tell you,
It's too late.
here's a word that only I will know. So if somebody says they're here to pick you up, they have to have the code word. Mine was always pickle.
I didn't have one of those. It was
Darkmoon
just
now.
more of just trust them.
I don't do anything weird, guys. There's no safe word. I'm not adventurous in that sense. I don't swing from the rafters, if that's what you're wondering.
You don't have any in the
I
house.
have bad knees. It just doesn't work
You're
that way.
stupid.
I'm just kidding.
Sure, people can't have bad knees.
No, they can.
I know.
So, yeah, pretty good week in WoW. Pretty good in general. I think the state of everything is pretty good. I think we had a phenomenal episode. It's later than I wanted it to be, guys. I am exhausted. I have to get to bed. I do apologize for telling you a story that was non-World of Warcraft related. But I think we needed some positivity. We had a rough... Secret kind of hit us with some really sad stuff, and I mentally I wasn't prepared for it, and I don't like to.
Well, I
not
didn't even
cry.
tell you guys either, so
Like,
yeah.
and he didn't prepare us before the show. Like, he wasn't like, hey, by the way, I'm gonna,
I was
because then I would have.
No.
I was completely caught off guard by that, and I didn't really I didn't handle death really well. I don't.
Right. As we shouldn't. So
Yes. But had I have known ahead of time, I could have done a nice little tribute with a
Yeah.
Song.
next time.
Now we break out in song.
I wouldn't have sang, but I would have put like his tune. Like I would have pulled his,
Oh.
Yeah.
we would have done a nice thing.
Oh,
but
we can set that up for next time.
yes, for sure.
Yes.
We could put that as part of your weekend. Wow, we could do
There you go.
a little overlay tribute. So guys, you heard
Appreciate
it
it.
here first. September 17th, it's going down in his house between me and Secret.
It's
Yep.
going down for
Time
real.
to be determined.
Yeah.
For sure, we are going to the time.
I feel like more people are hyped up about Rem and I's pet battle at this point, so...
I mean, maybe.
You guys will be like the opening act, and we'll
I don't
finish
know.
up.
Like I said, I'm gonna
You
have
guys will be
Softy.
closers?
I'm gonna have
Headliners?
Softy train me. So
I hope so. I mean, I could have got you a better trainer if you needed someone to train you,
Wow, shots fired at Softy. That is hurtful. He is going to tweet about this in the morning. I can feel it in my bones. Guys, we had a great show. If you guys enjoyed the show, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're listening on iTunes, make sure you drop us a line at info@pwnecast.net. You could also email bell@pwnecast.net. It all goes to the same place. Make sure that you follow at Gemma Banks on Twitter. Also follow him on Snapchat at Gemma Banks. Also make sure you follow at Secret Sauce 101 on Twitter, and he is at Secret Sauce on Snapchat. Oh, good old Rem. At Remedies_Pwnecast for Twitter and at RemedyZen for Snapchat. And as always, you can find me all over Azeroth and pretty much Bell all the things. Bell of Pwnecast everywhere except for my fucking Snapchat that they won't let me change my name.
forget one thing. So Bell kicked me out of the guild.
Why?
I
would
sure
she
did,
ever-
and I don't feel bad for that. I do
Why?
not feel bad for that. He named
So-
his tune a Bell name, and it's not allowed. I did. Boot
I
him.
made a
booted him.
warlock. The name was Bell. At the end it was Do, like part Do, Bell Do, the little warlock. Gonna be amazing. But no, she kicked me.
Can I make a tune named Belding?
No.
Why? It's
As
like
of
the
this moment, I'm not allowing any
a double
variances of the word
meaning.
Bell in someone's name
Like
in the guild.
Belvedere?
Ooh, that's a good one.
You're welcome.
Mr. Belding was the principal for Say by the
He
Bell.
was, Mr. Belding
and
was.
every time
Dennis
you hit a new-
Haskins is his real name. Why would I know that? I
I
have
was
no
just
idea
there.
why I know his real name. Anyway,
You've seen that intro a lot.
I
guess.
have. Wow, that's really weird. The shit I can't even remember what I ate yesterday, but I remember a show I watched 25 years ago. With that being said, we are going to go ahead and get on out of here. Follow me on Snapchat, by the way, at Samantha Is It. It's not Bell. They won't let me name it Bell. So we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. If you backed the Kickstarter, the last of the items are arriving next week. So I'll be shipping that stuff out hopefully the following week. But good things. We're going to go ahead and get on out of here. Comment on the show. Give us a thumbs up if you're new to Pwnecast or you're new to the show. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give us all your love. Follow us on all the things. And tweet to these boys your nudes because they like them. Especially that Gemma. That Gemma really likes...
Snapchat's better.
Ladies only.
He says ladies only, but he's winking. That's like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We're going to go ahead and get on out of here, guys. Thanks so much for watching.
Bell, you'll appreciate this as a sandwich maker. You can, instead of a dustpan, you can sweep all the dirt into like a vacuum that just like sits there. So you don't have to like...
I know what you're talking about. The things
That's
that's
crazy. What? It's not good?
That's just legit.
Yeah, legit. Sorry, I thought you
What
said...
did I say earlier? I made fun of my husband. It was really glorious. Rem, what did I say? I said something about he wasn't a very good dishwasher. I should have got the female model.
Oh, yeah.
My husband was like, wait, what did you just say? And like they said to go use the dishwasher, and I'm like, but I don't have a really good dishwasher. I should have got the female model.
Well, and the fact that you didn't know if you guys did the hibbity dibbity.
The
And then-
hibbity dibbity or hibbity dibbity doo.